Hello there, Bick Benedict here. We're playing God of War 3 Remastered on Chaos difficulty, and this is my Pain Plus guide and walkthrough. We're currently on Installment the 19th. It is entitled The Caverns. So, several of the chapters are called The Caverns, so you'll have to bear with me as I retain what the game calls some of the chapters. Well, there are no chapters. It would be nice to have a chapter select. I was thinking to get more quickly back to where you might want to go on a certain occasion. So for this occasion, this is 7 of these Cyclops enforcers and 1 Cyclops berserker. Now, these guys can be perma-stunned using the square triangle or the super plume or TST. You pretty much name it and it's going to work out for you. But there's a very particular way that I handle this situation so that it doesn't get out of control. And we are also ensuring that we don't take damage. At least I am, because I am, I guess, just neurotic about taking damage. So yeah, 7 of them, that's quite a lot, right? Yeah, and this fight is fun, but the Berserker is not a fun Cyclops to fight, for me personally, but so you might wonder, well, when does the Berserker come out? The Berserker comes out after you kill 1 of these first 2 Cyclopses. Okay, so you can space out your kills if you want to. You can kill them in tandem, which I think I'm probably going to do, just so that there's not a lot of extra space in between the death of one of these and also the arrival of the Berserker. So he should be coming out right now. Yeah, there he is. Actually, I'm sorry. But so you also, by killing them, those first 2 enforcers, right? You spawned 2 more enforcers, so you're up to 4 by now, and then also the Berserker. The Berserker's a bit of a pushover, but the ability to stun him is not very good. So what you want to do on him basically is just bait him to try to kick you, and then once he punches his fist in the ground, he has a long recovery period, so you can easily get off a super plume if you can. All right, so how does this next work? Well, the final 3 Cyclopses will not spawn until the Cyclops is subdued and mounted. So, I'm sorry, you also have to have the other Cyclops is killed. Apologize for that. So what you want to do is, as you probably guessed it, just take out these 2 Cyclopses and then focus on the Berserker. But you don't have to do any sort of dual kill here, or like getting the circle over both of them. You know what I mean? It's not like that. Like I said, the 3 Cyclopses at the end are only going to spawn once the present 2 enforcers are gone and this bastard's gone right here. So let's take stock for a moment. We've got 2 of them that are weakening. They're getting pretty low. The circle button is going to come up any moment for these guys. So what I do though is, when I get the circle over one of the Cyclopses, I generally just go after it and finish him off and execute him, just so that there are fewer moving targets in this ring. Why do I say ring? It's not a ring, it's a square, for fuck's sake. It's not a ring. God damn it. But that is how I will do it. And then it's extremely important I'm not sure if this is categorically a fact, but when you mount the berserker, I think I'm almost sure, but the other enforcers, the last three that is, they spawn at the top. So I don't believe that they spawn where you're at necessarily, and controlling the berserker is kind of a nightmare. It just is very unresponsive, and it just feels very strange. And I don't know what to say about it. It doesn't feel good. Whereas a lot of the other things that you do while mounted in this game feel fine. So that was close. That was pretty fucking close there. So I'm a little surprised that these guys are having so much HP, quite honestly. And there's no need to concern yourself about running up on the sides of the arena where the little path is. You know, the triangle area too is absolutely fine. Okay, so anyway, I'm sorry. Once you mount the Cyclops, and you have to mount him, that's the only way it'll work. Once you mount him, you're gonna have those three spawning, and your goal is not to kill any one of the three Cyclops enforcers. If you do, that's fine and that's great. But your goal is just to get, and this is an easy goal to get to, is just to get the circle button over one of the Cyclopses, so that when you auto dismount, you will have the ability to go up to the one that has a circle on it. You gotta be very careful though. Execute that one, and then you'll have two remaining, which is just a copy of the first wave. And you had no troubles with the first wave, right? No, not really. Not when you can perma-stun them and to control them very easily. So let's get down to business here and see what's going on. Once we, I mean, it's really bad. Once you're on these Cyclopses, it just feels like it's so far away from 1-to-1 responsiveness. It's like 1 to 1,000. It's awful. It's really bad. Okay. We're gonna kill him. However, the Cyclops does still need to get weakened enough to get to the circle button prompt, but I think by now he should be down, down pretty low, since he's been around quite a bit, shitting it up, as it were. And I'll talk about Scorpius after this. Oh, Jesus Christ. 2 full days of just nonsense. Just sheer and utter fucking nonsense. And just it was a horror fest. A big horror fest. Come on. Let's see. Yeah, the Super Plume just doesn't stun this enemy that well. Well, I know he's taunting and roaring there, what can you do there? But, okay, so I'm pretty sure the circle button is coming, so I'm going to execute him up here. We're going to mount him, and then we're going to attack the Cyclopses. You can do distributive damage if you want to, but as I mentioned, your goal is just to get the circle button prompt on one of them. That's it. You don't have to do too much to get to that. And even with shitty controlling and unresponsiveness, it should not be too hard to do that. Because look, it was just at that moment where Kratos auto-dismounted for me, and now I can't do anything else. But be very careful when you get control back of your character. Okay, see how there's 3? Holy shit. Yeah, this is... This didn't take that long, actually. This was like 5th attempt in. I've done it before, but anyway, execute, and then, like I said, when it's just 2, it's a carbon copy. Just think of it as a carbon copy of phase 1. Going for your, I know there's a lot more at stake, obviously, but go in for your super plumes, spirit horror to your heart's content. And when I say spirit horror and super plume, it's the same thing, guys. So what a beautiful game this is. Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, Scorpius is such a tragedy of a boss. It really is. It makes me just really sad, upset, and also just sad deep down because of the way this boss was handled, the amount of health he's allowed to take off you, all of his different bullshit attacks. I mean, the list is just a long list of my personal grievances with him. One of the things, though, is that the strategy is going to be to get all 6 of his legs not just red, but beyond red. So have them be freshly turned red, and then also keep hitting them, so that once you're finished with phase 2 and are entering phase once you're entering phase 2 from phase 1, you won't have too many problems dealing with his difficult attack, which that was an accident, sorry. He has an attack where he does a very fast stab of his tail onto the ground, and it creates a spire on the ground. Or is it a spire or just some kind of an ice thing? And you can, I don't even think you can touch that while it's there, but and maybe you can, I'm not sure, but you take ridiculous amounts of damage. He's got one move where he can grab you, and that same grab can also be an attack that is a one-hit KO for you. He's also got 2 other one-hit KO moves, I believe. I know he's got this shove that he does, like he pushes forward with his claws, and that's one-hit KO too. But and forgive me that if I don't talk over this fight. This is a pretty trashy fight with some harpies and some God of War 1 and 2 Gorgons. Before the fight, they put you on a platform where you're fighting the mini scorpions, right? So don't be overly concerned, and I'm speaking from experience, don't be overly concerned about what number of mini scorpions you start out with on the boss, because it will not matter. There's going to be so many birthings of those shit enemies, and clearing them up is not much of a problem with the use of the triangle of the cestus for area damage. And I've got to say, I hate the roll. Actually, what roll? What fucking roll? He does not roll, he hops. I hate the hop. I hate the hop of it. I wish you could just have the roll of the blades with the cestus. Anyway. Oh, we're actually coming up on it. Aren't we? Yeah, we're coming up on it. I also don't like having to tap shoulder buttons every time a fight starts. Yes, I could use Hephaestus's ring, but I've mentioned that there is no relic usage on this, and there's also an addendum in the description that I wrote actually quite a long time ago, but it goes over the fact that you're going to have to use the cestus to hit his face and not use the blades, because if you use the blades, he doesn't have enough power, Kratos doesn't, to subdue the face. So you have to use the cestus. And also, I'm going to be using the Hermes horizontal jet dash to help reinstate and better my my movement abilities, given that we have to use the cestus to hop. So I would like you to take care. All right, this has been the 19th installment. The 20th will, as you know, be the Scorpius boss fight, and I will see you over there. Hopefully you don't have too many troubles, and please take care.